Check out this clip from Pressbox Access host Todd Jones's conversation with longtime Cleveland sports writer Paul Hoynes. Hoynes recalls the time he lost a bet and jumped in a lake.
You write a column in September, mid-September 2016. The Indians, the fans are really into this team.
Yeah.
It's the first time in 9 years they're going to win the division. They lose, but they won the game.
Yeah.
But Carrasco takes a ball off his arm. He's out.
He's out.
Broken wrist.
Yeah.
You write.
Yeah, so Carrasco gets hit in the wrist, breaks his wrist. He's done for the season. Danny Salazar, a week earlier, had blown his elbow out, and he was done.
Right.
And so and I remember the sports editor told me, well, you're not just the beat writer, you're also the columnist too. You know,
look out.
we want you.
Oh yeah, look out.
So we want Okay, so but Carrasco, he breaks his wrist. The Guardians win the game, or 1-0, 2-1, great game against the Tigers, and so I write my game story. Then I said, well, I might, I'm sitting down there, and I'm saying to myself, these guys are done. They're done. There's no way. They can't play against Boston. They can't play against Toronto in the postseason. And with two of their starting pitchers down, and so I write this column and said, okay, they're going to win they're going to skate to the AL Central. They'll win the division title, but that's it. And I put some headline on it, September 15th, the day the Indians' postseason hopes died before they started, or some damn thing like that. And I don't even. I think, hey, I wrote it. I think everybody must be feeling this way.
Right.
And the next day, it was a Saturday. The next day was Sunday. It was an off day.
You had an off day.
Yeah.
Right.
And
rare.
All of a sudden, my phone is blowing up Sunday. All these people from the Indians are calling. Everybody, the front office is pissed off. The players are threatening a boycott. People are sending me text messages like, no, unsigned, don't show up, don't come back to the locker room. I said, Jesus Christ. And I honestly, I didn't think it was that bad, but reading when you reread it, it's probably something I could have over the edge. It was probably something I should have waited on.
Well, Jason Kipnis was like, "Hey, why bother to come?"
Yeah, right.
He's like, if you think we have no future, well, what's the point of coming in here?
So
come on, Hoynesy.
Yeah. So and one of the worst things was I had to go see my proctologist.
Wait.
I had the day, a couple days after the story ran.
Like you haven't already had the proctology exam.
And he didn't like the column either. And he told me that. So you put him in a vulnerable position. All right.
Talk about having an editor.
Yeah. So I think they were off. I was off Sunday. They were off Monday. I come back Tuesday.
After your proctology exam.
Yeah. And you know how, like, you walk in the locker room most of the time, there's nobody in there?
Yeah.
I walked in the locker room, every chair was filled. They were all waiting.
They were waiting for you.
Yeah, and, and they some guys talked to me, some guys didn't. And then it was weird. It was a couple days later, some guy texts me. I get a text, and it says, hey, if the Guardians, or if the Indians get to the World Series, if the Guardians don't get to the World Series, I'll jump into Lake Erie. And then, but if they do get to the World Series, you've got to jump into Lake Erie. So I'm all over that. I said, there is no way they're getting
doubling down.
Yeah, I said, yeah, definitely.
This guy's like Matty Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
That guy's name is Matty Cleveland.
Yeah, some guy. So I'm right on that, and and then okay, so I think they play Boston in the first round, and then. And what's his face? Bauer gets attacked by one of his drones, cuts his finger, so he can't pitch. So they're down 3 starters. So I'm thinking, God, I'm golden here. But they have basically a 2-man pitching staff: Josh Tomlin and Corey Kluber. But Francona like pulls this out of his hat. Like he revolutionized the way people use the bullpen. You know, he's got Andrew Miller, so Miller becomes like the second starter almost.
Right.
Whenever there's trouble, no matter what inning it is, 6th, 7th, or 8th, he's in there. Then you got Brian Shaw and then Cody Allen closing. And you know, they blow through Boston, they sweep Boston, they beat Toronto in the ALCS. And, you know, I think game 6, maybe 4 or 5, maybe game 5, they bring this left-hander, the little lefty, Ryan Merritt, that they had stashed in Goodyear. You know, he was out in Arizona staying sharp. So he comes in and throws 4 1/3 scoreless, and they win that game, and they're going to the World Series. And I'm sitting there, Jesus Christ.
Because now
I got to go in the lake. And so I'm sitting there. We're in bed one night with Jackie and me, and I'm driving her crazy, you know, because what am I going to do?
No, really?
Yeah. What am I going to do? What am I going to do this? I don't know what I should do. And Jackie goes, "You're going in the lake because you're driving me nuts." So we go out to Fairport Harbor, and she videotapes me. It's like this gray, overcast day before Game 1 of the World Series. You know, the Perry nuclear plant is in the background, and so I go down to the lake.
Wait a minute, how cold was it? What was the temperature?
It was like, I don't know. It was like, you know, it was maybe 45, 50 outside.
Balmy.
I know, and the thing was, but it was like, look foreboding, you know. And so the thing was, there's like 4 or 5 geese walking by the shore, and they're not even in the water. And I'm going in the water. They're kind of looking at me. Who is this maniac? So,
even the geese are like,
so I go
wait
in
a minute. I think the geese had bet on the Indians making it. We're glad you were going in.
Maybe. So I go in there, jump in the water, you know, dive in the water, and I think everything was set. Everything was cool after that. I think I made amends, maybe. I don't know, but I don't know.
Well, some people wish you had lead shoes on.
Yeah, right.